Well, hello. Here we are with another rig review. And we've got Dion with us, or MrCommaD. I feel privileged sitting next to you, and I feel more privileged sitting next to this beautiful vehicle. Why don't we start with, tell me about it. Tell me a little bit about it, what it is, what you call it, that kind of stuff.
Well, this is my tribute build to the Jeep AEV Brute.
Okay.
American Expedition vehicles came out with these conversion kits in the real world.
Okay.
And it's something I've always wanted. I can't afford one. So
we make them in tiny
we
trucks.
make them in a tiny version of it. So yeah.
Now this is an incredible and very unique build, and I know that there's some really special bits, and we're going to dive into that. But one of the ones that really strikes me first off is this piece here. I think was vacuum formed, was it not?
Yeah, it's vacuum formed out of 0.80 styrene.
Okay.
From Evergreen Plastics. And
did you make your own vacuum form to do it? Like,
yeah, I made my own vacuum form box and machine and everything.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So then I made a clay mold.
Okay.
I basically, what I did is I built a little wood platform where the roof would be, and then I hand formed a bunch of clay and got it into the shape that it needed to be, and then spent the time forming.
Right.
So
it's absolutely incredible. So did this start life as a Jeep, and which manufacturer Jeep was this? This was
this is based on a TJ platform.
Okay.
Jeep. So the main body, like when I got it, is a Sector 7 RC.
Okay. Yep.
Jeep body.
Yep.
The only thing that I've kept from the original body itself is the front cowl here,
okay,
the hood,
right,
and the window frame.
There's not much. So you're telling me the rest is either like a 3D printed or styrene?
The only thing that is 3D printed, like body wise, are the rear inner fender wells here.
Okay.
Just because it's really hard to get styrene to into that shape.
Sure.
And a few accessories around the outside, but the actual main components of the body are again created from that 0.80 black styrene sheeting.
Unbelievable. I think the most amazing part of this build, and I think what you've become absolutely well known for, and is your engines and your 3D printing quality. In my opinion, is second to none. So why don't we dive into the motor a little bit and really sort of dissect what you've done here and really show off some of the details, because what I love about your build and some of these builds that you have is that the more you look at it, the more detail is in it, and it's such an amazing motor to look at. So why don't we talk about that a bit? Sure.
So I based it on the actual Jeep TJ engine. It is a 4-liter inline 6-cylinder that you would find in the Jeep TJ. I used pictures from Google and just kind of started designing it, and just reference photos, and kept going back and working on the design to get it to look as close as possible to what the original was, but being able to put that 540 can motor and hide it inside.
Sure.
So and then of course I made the K&N style air intake. Actually, when I first started this, it was all done by styrene. Again, the whole firewall is vacuum formed styrene.
It's amazing.
The ECU back there is handcrafted with color thread and little chunks of styrene. And then I taught myself how to CAD design and 3D print, and started doing the rest of it. And then oops, you've got the fuse box here is one of my favorite things.
I know I was going to talk about it. I love it. Oh, it's unbelievable.
So the reason why I did the fuse box was it is there just like that on the real one-to-one.
Of course it is, yes.
But I don't like seeing the RC wire, you got those big block connectors, and so it's actually designed to hide the winch connection block.
Oh no. Unbelievable. Hey, isn't that amazing? Just so nice. I love, of course, this with the fluid inside of the windshield washer fluid and the overflow cam for the rad, which is just amazing. And the colors, they just pop, right? It just really makes the truck and makes the engine.
Well, the fluid is actually in this one is neon food coloring.
Oh, okay.
And water.
Okay, yeah.
And I just played with the mixture until I got the consistency of what looked like, you know, windshield washer fluid.
Right.
And it's so hard to get the antifreeze look.
Right.
So that is actual antifreeze.
That engine bay is spectacular.
So.
There are some other little nice little features. Of course, these door or floor mats, right? Are those 3D printed?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Really well done. Let's not forget. You have a bobblehead? Is this you as a bobblehead?
This is me as a bobblehead. So the roof is actually removable.
Okay.
And I've got a little scale version of myself. So again, hitting the bumps,
of course.
It makes it for entertaining. And of course, this is actually the original Sector 7 seats.
Okay.
Center console and like main shape of the dash and steering wheel.
Yep.
I did the steering column, and back in here is the instrument cluster is actually lights up from behind, and it's designed to look just like the one-to-one. So
I've just noticed that when you start talking about the instrument cluster is that each individual arm for speedo and tack and so on, it's all individual.
Yeah, and they actually light up. They're made with a translucent filament, and so when they're backlit, you can actually see the whole everything. So
your print and build quality is second to none. It is such a beautiful build. So we'll just get into some of the uglier bits. What's the drive line? What's underneath it?
Okay, so I actually originally it used the SSD D60 axles.
Yep.
This was based on an SCX10.
Yep.
I had the opportunity to pick up a set of the SSD Pro 44s.
Yep.
A little bit smaller,
sure.
Better clearance. So I re-engineered all the suspension to incorporate those on there now. Actually it's hard to see, but I made shock hoops out of brake line tubing and some Tamiya leaf hanger parts and brazed them all together, and of course assembled most of everything with the locked up RC scale hardware.
Of course, yeah.
As we're looking at it, the fenders are actually from ABS rod. This is all hand formed from flat styrene and ABS rod.
I don't know if you
front and rear.
that. I love the little spill by the
the gas. Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's you know, I had to make it look like a driver.
Yeah, of course.
And I wanted to capture as many details of the original and basically, you know, do it justice. So
you've done that. So how does it wheel? How do you like the performance of it?
I love it. It
Yeah?
absolutely performed amazing, and it is so stable. And you know, you're looking at it, and there's all this wonderful metalwork. I'm okay at metalwork. I'm not going to take credit for any of this metalwork that's on here. This is done by Wrencher.
Okay. Yep.
On Scale Builders Guild.
Yep.
And Chris did an amazing job. I asked him, I said, can you make that rear bumper? And he absolutely nailed what the factory brute bumper would look like. So
it's a very special build. It's a beautiful build. I am again, I'm honored to sit next to you. I'm honored to see this vehicle. Your talent is amazing. I'm thankful that we were able to see this up close. I'm thankful to do a rig review, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.